Good morning, students. I have decided to include this part in the front office course because I think that it's very important that you understand what is the guest cycle and how it affects the actual operations of the hotel. As you see on this slide, the guest cycle is divided into four different sections, which is the pre-arrival, arrival, occupancy, and departure. Underneath every step, you have the departments that are involved in each single phase. You see, as well, it's logic. The pre-arrival mainly involves reservations, and on the next slide, you see what has to be dealt with within the reservations department. It's mainly creating a reservation record, which is then stored into the computerized system of the hotel, and at the same time, a guest folio is created. The guest folio is nothing else than the guest bill, which is actually created at the reservation step. On the other hand, at the arrival, you have two departments which are involved. One is uniform services under the form of bellboys, doormen, etc., and of course the desk agents. The bellboys and the doormen are very important actually because they are the first and the last impression that the client gets of the hotel. You will see that at the departure stage, they will always be the last people that the guest sees. Concerning the desk agents, well, it's extremely important that when the guest arrives, they should proceed to a proper registration and also a proper room assignment. Usually a guest has a reservation, so you will have to find the reservation, determine if that reservation is guaranteed, not guaranteed, prepaid, etc. You will have to complete the registration record, and that record goes to complete the guest history. Asking for guarantees, which is usually a credit card. Actually, the preferred way of method of payment from all the hotels around the world is always credit card, because that gives you a guarantee that if the guest leaves without paying something, or if there is any late charges, you can actually charge it to his credit card. Finally, you will have to check the room status, and we will see this in a minute. And once you have the registration and determine how the client is going to pay, well, you just have to confirm the date of departure and give the key. Now, the room status is extremely important that you know this terminology, because without this terminology, actually, you will have a very hard time at the reception. There's different terms that are used, like occupied, which is self-explanatory, a stayover, like this second one here. That means that the client is going to stay one more night in the hotel, so he's not checking out today. What is called DND, do not disturb. That is a client that has put the sign of do not disturb on. You have to be quite careful with this. If a guest is supposed to check out today and he's put a sign of DND and it's 5 in the afternoon, well, you may be actually experience what a skipper is. Skipper is very simply a client that left without paying. Vacant and ready, if you see this term on your computer system, this one here, vacant and ready, that means that the room is ready for sale, so you can check in a client. Complimentary means very simply that the guest will not pay for his room. He's been invited by either the company, the hotel, or the management. On change, never check in somebody on a room which is on change, because that means that the room is being cleaned. A sleep out, it's not very usual to have these. This means that actually the client checked into the room, you have all these details, etc., but he slept out of the hotel, so never use the room actually. A sleeper is something that you are confronted a lot in front office. A sleeper is very simply a mistake from front office. The guest has checked out, but actually front office has not updated the computer system. So it still shows that the room is occupied. So that means that the housekeeping will not be cleaning that room until you check him out. O, that is out of order for maintenance reasons. Also, never check in anybody in this room. A lockout is somebody that is actually a client that has maybe exceeded his credit limit, and you need to oblige him to contact front office. In that case, what you do is very simply you lock his room and you oblige that client to come to front office to get the room open. So you will have an occasion to have contact with him. DNCO means did not check out, is not a skipper. That means the guest has made prior arrangements for the payment of his room, so you will collect that payment. The only thing is that he checked out, he left the hotel without informing front office. But actually, you're not losing any money with this. A due out, a same day due out means that that guest is supposed to check out today. A late checkout, that is something that many hotels offer, either free of charge or with a supplement. Actually, that gives the client the possibility of checking out later than the checkout time. Well, a checkout, that means the client has checked out, but the room is not ready. After the checkout, you normally have on change, and after on change, once the room has been inspected, you have vacant and ready. And finally, a day use, that is a room which is not going to be used overnight. It's going to be used during the day. That is usually in the case of small meetings where some people, maybe 3 or 4 people, want to have a short meeting, private meeting. In that case, they may rent one of your rooms, like a junior suite. You can set up a small meeting table, and actually they can use that room as a meeting room. I will not insist on room types definitions because I suppose that you all know them quite well. Be very careful with the last 3 types: connecting rooms, adjoining rooms, and adjacent rooms. Have a look in your book on one side and maybe to the slides just to refresh a bit the memory. So the occupancy. At the occupancy stage, the guest actually is involved in contact with desk agents, PBX, which is the switchboard, so telephone, concierge for all sorts of excursions or whatever information he may need, and of course the cashier. So you see that during the occupancy, actually the guest is interacting with all the departments excepting reservations normally of the hotel. And finally, the last one, the departure. This is the last stage. There's a couple of types of clients that do not go through this stage, which are usually the skippers. Of course, if they don't pay their bill, they will not come to front office and say, hello, I'm leaving. And on the other side, you have walk-ins that actually may have arranged some method of payment, so that becomes a did not check out, and actually that is another one of these clients. Anyway, under the departure, you have a very important person is a cashier. The cashier must make sure that when the guest leaves the hotel, the balance of his account is 0. Now it means that either he pays cash, by credit card, or he's got prior arrangements for example, direct billing to a company or to an agency. Make sure also when the client leaves that he should leave with a very positive impression. Payment methods, well, that depends on the policy of your hotel, of the hotel where you're going to be working, or your hotel if you are the general manager. Now, the last person that he sees, this client, is the uniform services. Again, the bellboy is going to bring his luggage from the room to the reception, or maybe to a taxi, and he's going to be the last person to greet the guest. So you see the importance of uniform services. They are the first one and the last people the last employees to see your guests. Make sure that you have trained them well, and make sure that you have somebody who is really capable and skillful to do this kind of jobs. That is all for this short session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will keep this information in mind when you are going to be working in a hotel. Thank you.